What is up, good people? It is the Curvy Jones with a super quick check-in. Haha, I always say super quick and then I talk for 15 minutes, but super quick check-in. Also, the less I talk, the less hassle it is to upload. So let's see if I can control my mouth today. So it's been a minute since I did an update and I felt like talking, so here we go. I am driving, I'm at a stoplight right now, but my eyes are here and not here, so there we go. I am perfectly safe because I'm just going to be talking into the atmosphere and driving and not looking directly at you. So I don't really have a reason for uploading. I never have a reason for uploading anymore because my weight loss phase is way over. I have been in maintenance for some time now, and maintenance has not been that bad. Let me go over the numbers because I think I have some new followers. I don't know what you're following because I hardly ever update, but then there's days like today where I update. So I started my journey in March of 2012. It was my birthday. I got on the scale because I'm dumb, and I went to brunch, and then I went on a diet. I was vegan for all of 3 weeks. And you know, the weird thing about veganism is that I gained weight because it's carbs. Like the easy vegan stuff is all carbs. I don't really cook, and it just sort of gave me license to eat things that don't work well for my body. I could not personally survive off of basically vegetables and fruit because that's just basically carbs and sugar to my body. As a pre-diabetic and insulin resistant person, I needed food, not food, because fruits and vegetables are food, but meat. I needed meat, I needed animal protein and fat. So I did Whole30 for 5 weeks. It went really well, actually. I dropped 15 pounds with Whole30, but it wasn't sustainable over the long term. It's not supposed to be sustainable over the long term. You are eventually supposed to ramp up and start adding healthy things to your diet, which I was doing, but the minute that I stopped being so strict, I plateaued, and then I started gaining weight back. And it had just been, 38 years of that cycle of losing weight, and then I plateau, and then I start to gain weight back, and then I gain, all that weight plus 15 friends. And when I hopped on that scale, I was almost 280, which is not very far away from 300, and I just did not know how to come back from 300. So I had known many people over the years that had weight loss surgery. My mother is one of them. She had RNY back in 2001, dropped over 100 pounds. So I knew that she was a success at it. And I knew several people over the years that had weight loss surgery, and I started looking into it. Meanwhile, just trying to maintain my Whole30 weight loss. My best friend found Dr. Alvarez because it was close to her. And she's like, how do you feel about Mexico? And I was like, I don't know. She said, well, there's this doctor. He is highly recommended, and I think you should take a look. So I did. And so long story short, I wanted to do it, but I didn't have the money. So I had to spend a couple of months cleaning up my credit. Otherwise, they would have had me do a cosigner, and that was not happening. So I spent those few months, it was probably from like May to like October, just paying things off and improving my credit. It doesn't take much really to beef up your credit profile. I needed just enough improvement so that I could get a loan on my own. And so I did that think in October or November, and I called Dr. Alvarez's office in early November and booked my surgery for the end of December, and then it was my job to figure out how to pay for it. So I did. I got the loan. I got a surgery loan, and I cashed out an IRA, and I took a personal loan. Basically, what that covered was the things that weren't covered by the fee from Dr. Alvarez, like airfare, any kind of preparation or anything I needed to do. I also needed to fly me and my best friend to and from San Antonio. They meet you at San Antonio and drive you over the Mexico border. So had my surgery December of 2012 with Dr. Alvarez and his team. And I'll tell you this, I follow a lot of new patients on Instagram because I like to talk and I feel like I have a lot to say. And a lot of them talk about being in pain after surgery, and I feel bad for giving the impression that the post-surgery experience is really uneventful and not painful, because mine was. I was not in any pain at all. I was pretty much numb from the inside out. I don't know why surgeons don't do that, but stellar. If for no other reason, you should go to Dr. Alvarez, because as when I went to him, I asked him if I was going to be in any pain, and he said, it's 2012. You should not be feeling pain. No, we numb from the inside out. I want him to travel the country teaching this technique. So I was not in any pain. I had the most uneventful recovery ever. And life was good. So I was 250 on day of surgery. 273 was my highest recorded weight. I'm pretty sure I was heavier than that, but that's my highest recorded weight. So I was 250 on day of surgery. I did a 14-day liquid diet. It was only supposed to be 10, but I was so tired of eating. I was tired of eating. I was tired of deciding what to eat. I was tired of not feeling good after I ate. I was tired of chewing. I was tired of food. I was just tired. And I said, let me just start. So I was supposed to start my liquid diet on like a Tuesday, and I started Saturday morning. I'd started my liquid diet because I was just done with food. So I did a 14-day liquid diet, and was not really required to lose any weight, just kind of maintain, stay in your lane, status quo, keep it simple. Liquid diet was a little bit difficult, but it gets easier the longer you're on it. Then I left for Houston to pick up the bestie, and then we flew to San Antonio, and I had my surgery end of December 2012. I took 2 weeks off. I did not need 2 weeks, but I'm glad that I took them because it was the end of the year anyway. So by the time I went back to work in January, I was pretty well healed, and but I did follow my surgeon's orders of not picking up anything, no lifting over 10 pounds, get up at least, once every 45 minutes to an hour, move around, walk around, get your water in, get your protein in, and I think I was on like 9 weeks of some kind of liquid/soft food. It's been 5 years, so kind of hard to remember, but that I know of, his routine is still the same. A week of clear liquids, a week of full liquids, then you do your purees, and then soft foods, and then you gradually move your way into eating real food. He did not put a bunch of restrictions on things. He didn't outlaw or forbid things. He did advise against straws and gum, but I was like, look, I'm gonna drink out of a straw, so you just need to know that. He just shook his head and said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna break your rule, I'm gonna drink out of a straw, because it was easier for it to go down for me. And he's like, okay, let me tell you how this is gonna go. I said, I just want you to know I'm gonna drink soda, so you just need to tell me how this is gonna work. And he's like, all right, Dominique, here's how it goes. You pour yourself a cup of ice, and then you pour the soda over it, and then you let it sit and let the ice melt in it and let the fizz move away. Otherwise, it's going to really irritate your sleep. But I really don't want you to drink soda. And I said, I know you really don't want me to drink soda, but I'm going to drink soda. And so I just need you to know this. So he's like that. He knows you're going to live your life, and his goal is for you to return to your life, but to also give you some hope for weight loss. So it took me about 6 or 7 months to hit Wonderland. I think it was like July 1st or something like that, like end of June 2013 when I hit Wonderland. And then I just sort of slowly inched my way toward my goal, which was, my goal was to lose 100 pounds, to wear a single digit size, to like what I see in the mirror, and really to make a permanent change in my life for the way that I eat, for my stomach, for my sleeve. I named her Jelly. For Jelly and I to get along, I want that to be normal. I wanted that to be habit, my new normal, my status quo. That is just how life is. It's protein first. It's protein and produce. It's getting in your hydration and moving your butt. So yeah, took me 7 months to hit Wonderland, and then probably another year to hit my goal. I want to say it took me almost 2 years to hit my goal of 173, and then from there everything was just gravy. I was already wearing a size 8, but I continued to slim down and lean out, and I lost weight pretty slowly. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I'm insulin resistant, which all means that I lost weight super slowly. But I'll tell you, it's very frustrating when you're going through it. Like I was on the verge of tears all the time during my weight loss phase. But looking back, I'll tell you the blessing of that is I lost weight. Now, the inches always came off like gangbusters. The inches were coming off, but the scale weight was slow to change. And the blessing of that was that I wasn't dropping weight super fast. I wasn't... I feel like I didn't go through the stages of weight loss really rapidly to where I wasn't adjusting to what life was going to be like as a smaller person. Go. And I don't know that I would say it was a blessing while I was going through it, but sitting at 5 years out right now and haven't really changed in size or weight in more than a year, it's kind of a blessing as to how my body works. You do learn yourself intimately. At the same time, your system can throw you for a loop. Like 1 week I really super like chicken, and the next week if I even smell chicken, it's not a good thing, you know? Like 1 week I can't eat a darn thing. Like I can't seem to eat. I get full really fast, and I can't seem to get in any nutrition, and the next week I'm a bottomless pit. I can't eat enough. So in that respect, things can be a bit of a surprise, but for the most part, I anyway fell into a routine, and it became my new normal. I reach for meat. I reach for salad. Like a really good dinner for me is like a piece of broiled salmon over a big green salad with Caesar dressing. That's like delicious dinner. Or a steak with some maybe some sauteed Brussels sprouts or grilled vegetables or or like grilled broccoli. If you've ever broiled broccoli with a little bit of garlic, some seasoned salt, some olive oil, that stuff is delicious, and it's high in fiber and it's high in flavor. That kind of stuff is good to me. As far as like, you know, a fatty meal, I can go to a restaurant and get, you know, a burger and a side salad, because I might like fries, but I can't eat more than 2 of them before I'm full, and then I'm pissed off because I really wanted to eat that burger. So I would rather just go and get the burger on greens, where they just set it on greens is like a burger over a salad, instead of the bun. And then I've got my protein and my produce, and I got my big, juicy, fattening burger. So anyway, so I hit my goal in about 2 years, like summer of 2014, I hit my goal. It was about 1.5 years. Started whittling down, and I was pretty comfortable in the 150s, high 150s. I was a size 8, sometimes a 6. Everything was good. And then I got a new job where we ain't got no good snack food, because we don't own no good snack companies. And to be honest, I stopped eating all day. Because in my old job, I was responsible basically for keeping the kitchen stocked. So pretzels and candy and all that kind of stuff. And I found that I was munching all day. And after I left that job and I got in this new job where we don't have a vending machine every 37 feet, and you have to go all the way down for snacks if you want them, and the snacks ain't no Doritos in the Coke building because they are owned by Pepsi. So, you know, I stopped snacking so much, and that campus is large, and I was walking a lot, and I had started dropping weight like crazy. Like, I think I dropped 12 pounds in the first couple of months that I had that job, and that was good. It was a little scary. But doctor said, no, you're just dropping weight. Same thing happened to my mother. She was perfectly fine for 8 years and then started dropping, and she got all the way down to like 119 pounds. And she was like, I don't like this. So she gained some weight back. But so I went basically from about, I would have to look back at my charts, but about like 155, 160 to the 140s pretty quickly. And the funny thing is that my friend Jean, the entire time has been telling me 130, 130s. You look like you're supposed to be in the 130s. And I told her that she was out of her mind. And then I dipped into the 130s. And I have dipped into the 120s here and there, but only if I'm sick or really dehydrated and I just haven't eaten in a few days. I'm finally the kind of person that loses weight if they don't eat. I was never that person. So if I'm sick and I don't feel good, the very last thing I want to do is eat. I do try to keep my fluids up, but I thankfully I'm so rarely sick, but that's one thing that will make weight drop. If I'm dehydrated and I'm sick, but the weight comes back on because as soon as I felt better, I bounced back up over 130, and my happy place is between 130 and 135. Very occasionally I will get up to 136, like right before my period, and I eat like everything that's made of salt that was ever created. But for the most part, I mostly stick around like a 133. Today I was 134.4. Last night I had a fried chicken salad, so that makes sense. Ish. I don't know. It's sort of. I don't know. I'm pretending that makes sense. Anyway, so ramble, ramble, ramble. Everything's good. Everything is good. I'm holding steady. I can wear anything from a 6 to a 2. I prefer a 4. It fits the best. A 2, depending on how it's cut, I can get into it. I do have a dress that's a 2. It's very lovely on me. So jeans are a size 6. Slacks are 4. What's funny is I'm moving, so I'm going through all my clothes and I just see all these 8s, and I just, like, 8 was the holy grail for so long, and then I moved down to a 6, and then one day I got up to get dressed for work and I put on a pair of 6s and they looked so terrible. You guys, they looked awful. They were so baggy and they wouldn't stay up, and the only reason they were staying up is because I have a wide hips and I have a bit of a belly, but they were just so baggy in the butt and the thighs, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm not a 6. And you know, I would put on a shirt like a medium and it would be like just so blousy and droopy, and I hate wearing frumpy clothes. So I want to wear clothes that fit, that flatter my form and my figure. I did manage to retain some T and A, so I want to make sure that I'm like pa-dow. I'm still like looking good. So I've been talking for 22 minutes. Short update, huh? Anyway, I guess I'm just yapping about how life is good. I'm 5 years out. Weight loss surgery didn't solve any of my problems except the one where I was fat. But it is the very best thing I ever did for myself. I tell everyone, I will scream it from the top of the Empire State Building, that it was absolutely the best thing I could have ever done for myself. I won't say I would have died, because I don't think that I would have gotten quite that far, but I was not a happy person. I was in a lot of pain, like body pain. My knees hurt, my feet hurt, my back hurt all the time. I had no energy. I was depressed. I can eat a lot when I'm depressed. So you know, it didn't turn me into a beautiful super pixie, you know, supermodel type anything, but my happy place is between 130 and 135, and where I feel small, where I walk into my closet and I pull out clothes that I could not wear 5 years ago, and they go on. The pants go up, they button, they zippin'. They button, they zip. I look good, I feel good. The dresses go on. They're not too tight. I can breathe. I look good, I feel good. That makes me happy. Not having to think about how I can hide my belly, how I can cover my butt, what to do with my arms, all of those thoughts and those coping mechanisms and those things that you subconsciously do, not having to avoid mirrors and reflective surfaces, is all a gift. Those are all things that you don't think about before you have your surgery. You're just thinking about the scale and how that number didn't move this week, but Then you went to put on a pair of pants and they fell off. Then you went to put on a hoodie and the sleeves are like flopping around because it's too big, or your watch is rolling around your wrist, or your rings are rolling around on your fingers. Your shoes are flopping off of your feet. Everything's baggy and you have no butt, and the thighs of your pants are billowing. My best friend used to be like, those pants are too big. I know they fit you in the waist, but they don't fit your thighs. Take those pants off. They are too big. I tell you, I wore things until they fell off. So those are things that last past when you stop seeing big numbers drop on the scale, when you stop seeing your clothes get smaller, when big changes stop happening. Those are the things that you have to focus on. Those quality of life issues, the time that you get back, the money that you get back. I eat so cheap now, it's crazy. Really, seriously. You know, it's just, sometimes I don't have the words to explain what life is like once you're past all the newness and the big changes and what it's like to be a new patient. I wouldn't go back ever. I never had a regret after having surgery, but and I'm going to wrap this up because it's raining and I want to concentrate. I never had a regret after having surgery. I know a lot of people do. But if I did regret anything, it would be that I did not do this earlier. That I didn't do this when I was younger and I had the energy and the will to be vibrant and full of life. Like, I have way too much energy and not enough interest in going out. Like, I could if I really wanted to, but it's late and it's dark and I don't drink and you know, like, I should have done this when I was younger and I had the energy and I had the youth to enjoy it. Not that I don't enjoy being who I am and being where I am, but I could care less about like a summer full of like sexy clothes. Like, all I care about is, can I wear short sleeves? Can I leave my sweater at home? Can I wear a dress and open toe sandals? That's all I care about. So anyways, it's raining and I've rambled for too long. I hope that you stuck into the end of this video. I am on the internets. I think the only place you can really find me is Instagram. I am the Curvy Jones there. I post most of my weight loss stuff there. I am on Facebook, but I really don't talk too much about weight loss there anymore. Nobody cares. So Instagram is where it's at. If you are there, follow me. If you're not, you can still go to instagram.com/thecurvyjones and see pictures and videos. My account is not private. So hopefully I will be seeing some of you online. If not, I hope you have a pleasant and wonderful evening, and I will talk to you guys soon. Mwah.